Nick.
She just now started I think her just now. I don't know what it is, but we just she'll be 6 months. Oh, really? I'm telling you stuff. She's here almost every day. She loves it. Yes. You'll see what else is on. Jimmy.
What if it's the
Stacy, could you please do roll call?
Mr. Arndt.
Here.
Mr. Ballard.
Here.
Ms. Busher. Ms. Haskell. Here. Mr. Stoffer.
Here.
Mr. Wetzel.
Here.
Mr. White.
Here.
And Mr. Miller will be absent.
All right, thank you. All right, so the minutes we don't have for last week. Item here. So communications.
The first item under communications is from the Brothers of 76 and the Legion, who would like to have permission to close Hemlock Drive from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. on October 3rd to have their inaugural or first annual car show.
It's inaugural. I don't see a reason to.
So we need
So
a
we need
motion.
we need a motion to do that.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
All right, anybody have any questions? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, everyone's.
The next item under communications is from the volunteer fire company number 1, Topton, of course. They're going to be holding National Night Out tomorrow night, and they request the use of the park and permission to close Broad Alley from South Hill Avenue to South Cherry Street from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. to hold the event.
All right, so I need a motion to close South Home and Cherry and Broad Alley from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. on August 4th. Anyone have any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? All right.
And the final item under communications, Mr. Klein is our emergency management coordinator, and he would like to speak to council on the issues or concerns involving the Halloween parade.
So good evening. So for the past 10 years, we've been running basically a command center for the parade, just due to the events around us. And unfortunately, people saw what happened this weekend in Utah, to try to avoid that. So normally we involve ourselves, the EMA kind of hosts it and run it, and then along with the fire company, top ambulance, and Home Police in the time. As you know, we switched from state police to Fleetwood, back to state police during the time that focus was the charge. We were using a law, I believe, at the time, and then safety's kind of showed up here and there, and then we moved to Fleetwood's been great to work with, but unfortunately this year, we're back to state police. Stacy has tried to contact state police numerous times via email and phone call, and we keep getting bounced around, and the person we're supposed to be talking to does not respond to us. So my concern is that we have a parade prep meeting every year, ours at the end of the month of August, where we meet with ourselves, or with the Borough, T-Cox, the fire company, the ambulance, and then we invited the police, and we cannot get any response. My concern is security for the parade and the ground. If the state police cannot respond to us, we cannot get a definite, hey, we're gonna be there, we're gonna provide this many people. Every year, Fleetwood brought 4 or 5 people, they brought a bunch of people from the sheriff's office, and probably 9 or 10 officers every year at least. This year, we cannot get them to commit. The last time we worked with them was during the days prior to Fleetwood. I think they said 1 car with 2 troopers, basically let behind all do everything, and they're only there to arrest anybody that they leave behind. My concern with what's going on now, and what we try to do, if they send us 1 car or no car, it's not going to be helpful for us. So, a couple of things I'd like to discuss. One is I'd like to reach out to the sheriff's office and find out if they're able to come in and help provide coverage for us. 2, if that is not an option, I'd like to secure 3 quotes from 3 private security companies, just so we have an idea of what the cost would be, and then give the state police up until we have our meeting, which, I'm sorry, Stacey, August
26th,
26th, I believe. If they don't have, if they're not back to us, or not answering questions, or at least telling us yes, no, or whatever they're gonna send, then I would like to reappear at the next council meeting, discuss the quotes and what we can do going forward. Obviously, I'm hoping that we can work with the sheriff's office and be low cost or no cost, but if we can't, I'd like to probably contact KRE Security, who does Kutztown County Fair, Eastern PA Signal, who does the Scoop County Fair, and then a couple other people recommended Omega. But I think they might be some of the old we had law, which we had before. So stay on my, I'm not sure what your process is for taking bids. I need 3, I'll get 3, I know what the process is. But I'm just looking for kind of approval to reach out on behalf of the borough, so we secure information, pricing, both armed and unarmed officers, and then we can kind of discuss how many we think we need as we get closer to finding out from state police. My fear is that if we wait till our meeting in August, I come back to you guys in September, we're gonna be out of time, because I'm gonna have to come back in October, I think the meeting falls on the week of the parade.
Yeah.
So, basically tonight I'm just looking for approval to reach out and get information and pricing, just unfortunately 4 or 5 emails now, unanswered,
just to reach out, and then 2 specifically on the parade.
and we can't even get a meeting with them, and we're already in July. And we were just looking to talk to them just about basic EMA concerns before, just basically an annual face week. I mean, we're in July, beginning of August now, we can't get a meeting with them.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if there's ever a meeting, you guys ever have a meeting with them, and we move from Fleetwood to.
We tried.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're in the same boat. So my concern is that, we're kind of at the point where we need to do something, because we can't get them to respond back to us.
I think you should definitely get quotes from, security companies, because there needs to be a presence of something
Yeah.
that night. I mean, and you're right, it's 2 months away. So I think that's what you should do, and come back and let us know what they are and go from there.
Now,
I
will
mean,
the county sheriff's office work with, can we do both?
I'm gonna call them first, because they worked with us before. I may reach out to Dale, and see if he can give me a contact, and then I'll reach out to them. And just talking to some other local police, tonight at the fair, talking to Kutztown, he knows a couple of sheriffs, and he said they may be more than interested, because they don't do a lot of that kind of stuff. They may be more than interested in coming out to do it. So I'd like to talk to them, just kind of get an answer about what's going on with that. I'm gonna come to you next.
What I was going to say is I represent the Berks County FOP.
Perfect.
I know there's a group of Berks County officers that have their own private security business when they're off duty.
Yep.
I believe the name of that entity is M&G Security.
M&G?
M&G.
Perfect.
But get in contact with Stacy. I will reach out to the
Okay.
president of the FOP to see if what their status is.
All right.
And I'll get that to you somehow.
And then my next question actually is for you, legality of this, of us bringing in outside security and such.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Okay,
I don't know what other option you have at this point.
perfect.
And correct me, Chris, but it's a service, so therefore it doesn't, the limits of, or the restrictions of the price do not apply.
So,
Not that we want to go over.
no, and I'm hoping that we can work something out with the sheriff's office, and this can be a very simple conversation next meeting. But I want to be prepared for bear and having the bear back.
I mean, like I said, I just think that there needs to be a presence of somebody, there needs to be something, not only to just, if something happens, but so that people who are here feel safe.
Correct, and we never really had any major problems out in the woods, we had a couple
Thank God. Yeah.
bar scuffles, between two local bars, just patients being stupid. But other than that, it's been relatively pretty good.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know, I agree with having heavy presence, maybe that is the answer. So maybe this is, unfortunately, a dime we can spend. So I'll get the three folks together and I will talk to the sheriff's office and then we will have a meeting and then we'll come back to you guys in August, or sorry, in September.
Teacup needs to sell sausage sandwiches every day, I think, to pay for this.
Steve, I do have a question. I don't know how many years ago it was, because the years just run together. I remember there was somebody here on horses.
I remember that
Do
too.
you remember?
I remember that, yeah.
Okay.
I think they brought in, help me out here if I'm wrong, but I think they brought in the Pennsylvania State Police mounted unit. Bethlehem.
Bethlehem is mounted.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Okay,
Bethlehem and the state police out of I think the stables at the training academy, they have horses because they do music fest every year. And those are probably, and that might have been a special event, I don't.
Oh, okay. I remember it was for the Halloween.
I remember that too,
parade,
yeah.
And they were not just like on the route, they were going around town. I remember them going past.
And I mean, I can absolutely ask the Teacocks to send an invite to both of those mounted units to see if they'd be interested, even if, to come to the parade, both as participants of the parade and to be a presence. We absolutely can invite them. I don't think there's a problem. I can reach out to Remy and ask them to do that. Along with getting the quotes and stuff and presenting everything back here in September.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Any other communications?
We did get a thank you from the seniors of the Topton community, thanking us for the senior luncheon.
Nice. Very good. Great, thank you. Mayor Miller is not here tonight, so we'll go over the mayor's report. Any visitors like to say anything regarding agenda items? I know you do.
Yes. First of all, the music was great, Saturday was great. But when I was sitting in the crowd, one of the issues came up that since the restrooms lock at 8 o'clock and the concert goes to 9, is there a way that when we have that type, then we have a big event like that, can they stay open a little bit longer?
I threw the locks off so that they were open until 9 o'clock.
There were people going up and saying,
Do you know why they couldn't get in? There were people already in because somebody. That's why they could not get into the restrooms because they were occupied.
Well, that makes sense.
Yes.
well, let's scratch that.
Yeah, and it's because somebody came to me and said, I can't get in the bathroom. Can you help? And I went, yes, let's go. And as we're walking up, somebody came walking out of the men's room. And they're like, oh, okay.
We got 20 people complaining that where do we go?
They have to wait in line. That's probably what it was, is that somebody was
That is
already.
really funny.
Yeah, because it did
I'm
happen.
not listening to any more complaints then.
Okay, no, it's okay.
The second thing is we had scooters going. Well, actually, I should tell you this third. The second thing is, in addition to myself, there was another wheelchair, there were 2 scooters, there was a person with a regular pickup walker and one with wheels. unless we are there at the very beginning of the concert, we can't get there. Our only choice of sitting is down on the wall, which then we can't see the band, behind the band, or on the side of it, which I think Colleen's filled out from the last concert. We did that. I mean,
Had to
we
shake my
can't-
hand.
there's no accessibility to get there, and once, like I said, if you get there early, you can't get out, you would have to wait for the band
Yeah.
to leave, like, and I'm very willing to, you know, demonstrate this to someone if they're interested in what I'm talking about, but I can honestly say, if I can't get through, you probably don't want anybody else in a wheelchair or trying to get, like, you know, like, I mean, it's like no places.
Yeah.
So Deb, we had discussed assigning at least one, if not more, of the spots along the alley at the park
Oh, I don't.
for van accessible.
I mean,
That won't help
No,
in the
I'm
situation.
talking about sitting.
Oh, sorry.
Like, I mean, I could dance.
What about if you go in the side of the play area for the smaller kids?
The ground is so uneven, like.
Oh, that's, the walkway doesn't go
I
around.
think I might have an answer to this later in the meeting here. I have an idea, so.
Okay.
We'll
The
talk
other
about
thing
that then.
was, you had scooters going all over, there was a little girl who plowed right into me. Fortunately, she did not get hurt. Of course, I didn't get hurt, but I felt terrible because I thought I hit her, but really it was her plowing right into me. And no sooner had I moved again, because I was sitting on that little thin walk,
Yeah.
another one came by. And last Thursday, when I came to go to the office, we had a kid that I'm sure was a teenager on this huge, like, it always looked like, if it had a lot of motor, I would have called it a dirt bike, you know?
Was it like an e-bike, one of those?
Yes.
Yeah,
And he was riding on the back wheel, all over the place. He didn't have a helmet on, because if he had, I probably would have
yeah.
really confronted him about it, but he thought it was really funny. And there's kids all over the place, and he was, I'm sure,
I mean-
40 miles an hour down the road.
You know, perhaps talking about not allowing e-bikes in the park might be something we need to discuss.
Well, this was on the road, this was
Oh.
right out there.
But they're all over the park also.
Right.
It's bad. It's, they don't have any respect for anybody else that's in the park. They are taking their motorized scooters, the e-bikes, anything you can pick up on the basketball court. In fact, there were, on July 25th, around 4 o'clock, there was an adult with a longboard skating around on the basketball court. And he had his kids along on their bicycles on the basketball court. Now, I couldn't come over to educate them, so to speak. You know, like, you need to remove yourself
Right,
from
right.
the basketball court. So I do want to ask, is it okay if we do like a group text, like maybe do a, hey, I can't get there, can somebody go over, there's a problem in the park?
Do we still have the signs?
Yes,
I mean, I know that's not gonna hurt, but you could easily say, look, there's a sign here
I
that
think what
says
we
this.
need are larger signs for them.
Or a net.
Yeah, a big net would help too, yeah, I like that idea.
There you go.
I think we need to make bigger signs, seriously, and put it at all 3 entrances to the basketball court. Like, stay off of it, or, you know, it's.
I mean, that was just redone.
It's a year in July. It was a year last month that it was redone. It's already has nicks all over it and stuff that the guys have to repair. The only solution, unfortunately, would be to put the doors on, double chain them shut, because you gotta chain them at the top and the bottom. And then put some kind of deterrent around the top of the fence, or you're gonna have to follow the fence. Of course, then nobody has access to the
Oh, was gonna say, the thing is, like, then we have something for them, and then you can't
And
use
then
it.
you can't
It's
use
not.
it, exactly.
Which
You
is
do have some that respect it.
Yeah, there was, I mean, when I came here tonight, there was a
Say, oh, yeah.
whole bunch of people out there playing basketball. It was great.
And why the gentleman left with his kids, because I came over, I was watching them on the cameras.
Yeah.
I don't know who he was. But why he left was because some of the other kids, the teenagers, came and were playing wiffle ball.
Mm.
And that's why he left with his kids. He didn't have any business on there with that longboard. He shouldn't have been on there.
No, no, you're right.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, I'll get off my.
Just to piggyback, there's also more dirt bikes, little dirt bikes. I sent Stacy pictures the other week. I was killing a kid pulling into the alley, all right?
Yeah.
And I followed him, I have all the video. And I stopped him and I sort of was a little hard on him. I said, you're not supposed to be doing it.
Yeah.
But just sooner or later,
Yeah.
on White Street, something's gonna happen.
I mean, you know, the thing is with the e-bikes, they are so new that I don't think there are any regulations anywhere. You know, that they just, and until something happens, it's not gonna. A dirt bike, yeah.
I'll show you a picture. I didn't know.
No, I would have to forward them to Pennsylvania State.
I was gonna say, yeah, here's
That's the
the
only
thing.
thing.
I mean,
But you got it, right?
yeah. Yeah. All right, well,
Yeah.
it's noted, and then we get a hold of the state police.
I'll get off my.
Well, thank you, I just wanted to get in here.
Yes. Great. Anyone else?
Terry, just
Yes.
talking about the state police issues, I found Tracy Pennychuck's office to be very helpful. Maybe she could put pressure on the state police.
I don't know.
Did you try that already?
I mean, we can ask, but
Okay.
the thing is, we're trying to work with them, not
Right.
get them angry because
Right.
they're gonna
Yeah.
tattle the mommy because they didn't call us back.
Yeah.
Right, but in the other aspect.
We're paying taxes.
That's right.
Oh, whatever, I thought after 5 emails, they have some sort of response.
Yeah.
Maybe
Sometimes it just takes
CC,
a little nudge.
maybe CC her on it, on the emails.
Yeah.
That way you're not going directly to her. I know, but, it is a little, I
Yeah.
don't know.
All right. Chris, you're up.
The only thing on my portion of the agenda is that everyone should have a copy of ordinance 6/2022 regarding street opening permits and restrictions. It has, this version has some markup to it, which I believe the engineer's office, Gary said, was involved in making those proposed revisions, mainly with respect to fees, increasing the fees.
Section 3 and section 8.
So this is just for discussion purposes at this point. And if, you know, if council's interested in making these changes, we would have to advertise this and vote on it at another meeting. So if there's other changes you want to make to this ordinance, now would be the time to do it. I don't know if there's any other recommended changes from your office, or this is it, just a comment.
Are these kind of
That's it.
standard? Is like conditions or uses?
Yeah, I'd say you're pretty low as it currently sits in the statute.
But I mean, the suggestions now, they're more closer to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
By doing this, this helps us to cover our costs with the permit review fee that various and associates charges. And we're not here to make money on permits, we're here to cover our costs. Yeah, I understand that.
We were very low on some,
Okay.
Yeah.
very low.
We're low on a lot. Okay.
I just want to add.
Not yet, no. So Chris, do you want to certain point where, like maybe by the end of the week, if there are additional revisions that anyone would like
Yeah.
to get them to you?
That's fine, that would give me plenty of time to get this, notice and advertising done for, possible advert next month.
Everybody get that by the end of the week? Okay, very good.
And then do you need approval to advertise?
Yeah, we would need that tonight.
So,
And-
Anyone have any questions on it?
Second?
Yes, second.
Okay, thank
All
you.
those in favor? Anyone opposed? All right. Stacy, you're up again.
So fast. Before I get into my report, I just want to inform council that we received, per regulations, the permit for any common. Merson USA, formerly GMI, is submitting an individual NPDES permit to discharge industrial stormwater. And this is a required notification to the borough. We received it today. We have 30 days to make comment. I will get this to council so you can read it cover to cover. It's really no changes that have been done at the site. It is not merely, but it is a permit application that is smart for them to have to dispel any complaints that may come up. And I believe this is as a result of a complaint that they had to apply for this permit. Okay?
So you'll get that to
I'll
us?
get that to council, so
Okay.
please, know that there's a timeline. I'll put that in the email as well.
Perfect.
Okay. So as everyone heard last month, DEP was going to do an MS4 inspection that was completed. Now we have to await their report, which could take weeks until it's received by the borough. But once it is, I will share that with all of council. We requested funds from the Senator Tracy Petticoat, for various uses. The eligible items were curbs, sidewalks, and some sorts of landscaping. So I went in for everything, every item, every type. So we'll wait to hear from that. She got, I believe, some sort of walking around kind of money, and it was in a large amount. So she reached out to all of her constituents. I looked into, with Alex and Jake's help, where we stand with our improvements to the sewer system throughout the borough. We had used that 2017 loan for the majority of cammering, lining, repairs. So we want to know where we are now, a few years later, and we'll get that list prepared for budgetary reasons for council to see what priorities must be set for that. Quality of life complaints were addressed, permit questions were addressed. I met with Mr. Johnson about installing a sign in the Topton Park. He's a descendant of the original creators and diggers of the pool, and he requested that we look into that. And with council's blessing, we looked into it, and he's still willing to make a donation. Council, if you would please get me your suggested 2-color combination. What I'll do is I'll email you the draft proof of the sign itself. It can't be equivalent to Pennsylvania's colors of gold and blue, however. And he's being very nice and more than willing to work with the borough on the placement. So when we install our welcome sign from the donation from the Centennial Committee, if that sign could be also placed nearby, that would be great. We're continuing, Trinda and I, to work with our new software company to onboard for the payroll, the accounts payable, receivable, and as you saw, as a community, the utility billing. That was the first billing. Of course, there are going to be bugs, so that's not the final version that you'll see in incoming quarters. For example, there will be a line where you can cut the us with your pen. We've gotten a lot of comments on that. We've also gotten a lot of positive feedback from landlords who are now, as of this mailing, receiving those bills. We attended another Berks County Lighted Property Review Committee hearing. Taylor from Borough and Associates attended. Hopefully the daughter of the deceased owners of 546 Celia Avenue will progress, and by the next meeting, hopefully have an agreement of sale for the property. We sent annual documents to trash and recycling haulers to be kind of licensed, permitted to haul in Topton. We do that every single year and get their certificate of insurance as well.
Lent has, who are they bought out by? Republic?
Yes.
Yes, I see the Republic truck here in town now, so they should be sending something in.
Yep. We already have their certificate of insurance in.
Oh, okay.
And we work with a few commercial customers about complaints that they had received and we received, as well as ordering new heaters. Those are my items.
Jack, you mentioned about the only a life, and is there a way I can meet with Taylor
Sure.
when she comes to Topton?
She's just here today. Sorry.
No, I wasn't home anyway.
Okay, so I can communicate with her. That's fine. And just get back to me,
Yeah.
on when a good time and date.
Well, any day but Wednesday or Thursday.
Elizabeth from the golf
Yeah.
To get this squared away, I'll give up a day off.
Okay.
This is more important than.
Okay. Then, I believe Kathy had directed me to bring the conference information to council's attention and for approval for my attendance to the PAMA conference in September.
The answer to that is, I think we all should.
I say yes,
Yes.
go, enjoy.
Absolutely.
Because you bring a lot of information back from conferences.
Absolutely, yeah.
I want to make the motion to approve our borough manager's attendance at the conference.
I'll second that. Anyone have any questions? All those in favor? Anyone opposed?
You go.
Go have fun.
And then also, we have a policy that we would like reviewed for its quality as well as necessity, and is it's really necessary. It's the Borough Hall access and visitor policy.
I'm gonna just butt in here a little bit,
Go
okay?
right ahead.
So,
But
I know why this was made up, and you are the manager, so why don't you tell us what should not be on here? You are the one that runs the office. If you feel that this is completely unnecessary, then tell us.
I really don't think it's necessary.
I think it's,
You're the manager, you're the one here, you manage the
It
place.
was only done because of one person.
I cannot believe it. Like, I'm sorry, if taxpayers want to come in and want to talk to somebody or see something or have a question, they should be able to do that without having to say, you must sign in. Oh, I can't now. I'm sorry, that's just part of the job.
It was only
You know.
made for one person,
I know.
and you know the story behind that, so.
well, I make a motion that we repeat the second place.
And you second it, all right.
Yes, I go.
All right, all those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? All right. Waste no more energy on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
And that's all I had.
Thank you. Committee reports, Environmental Committee, Mr. White.
Before I go into that, I want to go back to the car.
Yes.
I want to thank Scott for seeing my vision with that sign. I want to thank everybody here at council for seeing the importance of putting something up, recognizing something that the person from this town did on the national level. you all. So I think the whole thing was a great success.
It absolutely was.
Stacy handled MS4. I don't have anything other than that.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Streets, Mr. Wetzel. Oh, did I skip somebody? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you know what?
Sorry, there's a gap.
See, now I would have tab down to make it go, sorry. Mr. Stoffer, personnel.
The ship's in
I know.
Hayward and Kathy and I have been working on the handbook. We're halfway finished with it. It's a work in progress. We were going to meet tomorrow night, but then because of this community night, we changed it. So we're going to be meeting next week, and hopefully we'll have it finished next week. And then I'll give it to Stephanie, I'm hoping, and then she can retype it. Hopefully before the next meeting, you will have it in your hands, so at the next meeting, we can take action on it. Either make amendments to it or adopt it, whatever council feels fit. So hopefully, I'm sorry, next Tuesday night when we meet, we'll have it finished. So that's the story on that.
All right. Okay, now, Mr. Wetzel, streets.
Paving update, guys working with the co-op, they still need to finish paving at Long Swamp Township, which will happen within the next week or so. We do not have any updates from Norfolk Southern regarding the railroad crossings, so that is up in the air. My guess is they'll do something the first week of school, make sure. Sure.
They are going to do this.
Yes. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Finance, Mrs. Hassler.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the list of bills and transfers as represented.
Everyone has their copy of the. All right, I'll make that motion. Okay, anybody have any questions? All those in favor of paying the bills? Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, pay the bills.
And there's something else I would like to bring up that is not finance related, but it is work related. When I came over yesterday morning to check the restrooms, make sure there was supplies because they would be open yesterday for the public to use. There was an issue with the men's restroom.
Issue?
Issue.
Okay.
It wasn't like it had been already. I think somebody had a problem. And I don't know how to say it, but it was, you know what I mean.
They eat too much lettuce, let's just say.
Yes,
Yeah, there we
yes,
go.
they were talking about it, lettuce. There was some on the wall.
Oh,
It was not anything malicious. I took pictures. And if anybody didn't believe me, I thought, I'm like, have proof. It's, I disinfected it, you know, sprayed it down with the disinfectant for a little bit, sprayed the floor down with the disinfectant, let it sit for a while, took the hose, washed it down. But I just want you aware that
well, listen, I'm gonna say thank you because that is not part of your job. So, thank you.
know what? I did not expect
Sure.
Jesse to come in.
Right, but that's also not part of what you should be doing.
But believe me, if it would have been worse, it was not like it has been. So it was taken care of, and I wanted people to be able to use it. Sure. Lock it down for Sunday and let it sit for the guys to clean it up. I'm no better than the guys. I can do that a little bit too, so. But I just wanted to make you aware of that, and that's all that I have.
Thank you. Community relations and events. So you already talked about the car show. That was a great success, and everyone said so. That was there. I mean, it was really, really a good thing. Music in the Park, again, that was a good success. When I was there in the beginning to talk to the guys before they were setting up and getting the paperwork signed, just wanted to be known that, Jesse was there moving tables around, and I went over and I said, oh my God, I said, did we forget to ask you to do that? And he said, no. He said, we had the ducks here this morning. He said, so I came back to move all the tables so that we could do it. So that was, the tortoise, that's what it was. It wasn't the ducks, yeah. So he came back to do that in the afternoon, which I thought was very nice of him. So we have one more Music in the Park, that is the 29th, and that is the Hannah Violet Trio, which usually draws a huge crowd. She's got a big following, so. I was going to wait till the end to bring this up, but I have just a little idea in my head, and I want to kind of get it all started here. So I know we had a couple proposals from people of what they thought, to be done here where the pool was, and obviously there's a lot of things we'd like to do, but money is one of the things. I kind of thought, since we have this space, why not treat it like the Great Lawn, like they have in Central Park, and that's where they have all their concerts and that stuff. So when you were talking about not being able to get up there, if we would move, the fence is gone out there, and we move all of those events down here, we have the concrete pad that's already there, which is in very good shape. That could be the stage, and then you have the restrooms here. You have everything that is compliant with all the things that we have to have, and you have people sit on the lawn facing this way where we have, music, bands, whatever it is we want to have, and start using this area down here. And I also thought, like where the baby pool was, it would be great to have a memorial garden of sorts where there would be maybe meandering pathways through there where people could rent, say for 5 years, a flower bed with a plaque in it, like in memory of, and then they can take care of that area. If we could have maybe 8 or 10 of those, I think it'd be great. I think there'd be people in town that would want to do that in memory of a loved one that was a long-time town person or whatever. But it's just something that I thought that maybe we could use this area, make it something nice, and not spend a fortune on doing it. We already have all this stuff here, so why not use it? Yes, making the flower beds and whatnot in the front would take a little bit of work, but I just think it would be great, and then we can move all the events we have up there down to here. I mean, even when we have the block party and whatnot, I mean, we could set up easy up tents all through there instead of having it on the street or in the alley or whatever. We should use that. Thinking about the guys and having to do maintenance and everything, but if it's just a great lawn, it's just mowing, really. It's not much more work for them to do. But it's just something that I thought. I drew this up this morning, and yes, Stacy commented on what it looks like, but I'll just pass it around so we can. I'll just pass it around so just kind of get the idea in your head that maybe this is something we can think about for next year or the year after. But anyway, that's my thoughts.
I like your thoughts.
It's,
The other thing, a resident brought it up, and it's big enough to have a little farm club.
Oh yeah,
Community farm club.
absolutely, yeah. And that's what I'm thinking. Like, we have restrooms here, we have everything here, and everything is like that concrete isn't that old. That was redone maybe 10, 12 years ago. Things are in good shape there. And you remove the fence, you have the parking, you have all that. People can come right in, and we just move all the events down here. So just something to think about.
So do you want to set up National Night Out over here tomorrow night?
Not tomorrow night, no. but that is an idea. Once yeah,
Make great sense.
Yeah, once take down the fence and everything and all that, and even like the meandering pathways with the memorial garden. You put a couple benches there and sell plaques, and people would have their names on it in memory of. It'd be great. It'd just be a really nice thing for our town. Something, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think it would just be a nice thing to do, and it would be relatively inexpensive versus all the other things that people are talking about, and it would make a nice area here. You don't have to you drive by now, even though the pool's not there anymore, everybody thinks, oh Jesus, the fence is up there, the pool was there, and you see something nice, it changes the mindset of it, so. All right, Property and Events Committee, Mr. Arndt.
Okay, we need approval for final payment to Stonewood Landscaping.
Landscaping, sorry.
Landscaping.
Landscaping, the grammar policy, you know what I mean, it's just,
He went off.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that. All right, all those in favor of paying the final payment to Stonewood Landscaping? Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, great.
And now we also need approval to put a bid in with municipal bid for a 2008 F-350 Super Duty bucket truck. Our bucket truck is, it's not gonna last much longer. We probably spent too much money on it last year for repairs.
And what was, so I know this is what Scott went and looked at it, right?
Correct.
And then these are the pictures that we saw, and I mean, I absolutely, I know nothing about that, so I trust him, you know. What was the bid that, you know, what bid were we putting in?
Well, it's a bidding like eBay used to be.
Okay,
And they have a deadline and they must meet their base.
okay,
And they keep their base secret.
right.
I believe
That's
as of
motion.
today, it got up to 10,000.
What's our limit?
Well, that's up to you and that's part of this
Okay.
motion. Scott Stelz, like you had said, he went and looked at it. He doesn't recommend exceeding maybe 20,000 because there are others out there that are just as old, with just as number of hours that we could try to find instead of this one, so if we lose this one. But,
So here's the $20,000 question, do we have the money?
so where I was going to,
I mean, we can sit here and talk all night, but if we don't have money.
right, so we do have money that we're not going to be using for the perennial stream this year because we're not able to get a DCNR grant this year.
Okay.
But keep in mind, council, that next year we'll have to put money into the budget for the perennial stream. It's just that that's the line item that I looked at.
And how necessary is the bucket truck?
Boy, does it make things easier to trim trees, not just put up banners and do other work that's high. And this one is safe enough that you only need one person to operate. Right now, our current one, for safety reasons, it's unsafe to only operate.
Who is licensed to operate it? I mean, who do we?
It can be
It can be
anyone.
anyone.
It does
There's
not
no special-
require a
okay.
CDL or an
Okay.
operator's license for the bucket.
That
And we can still sell with proper procedures our old
The old
bucket
one,
truck.
correct.
Yes.
Okay, so
And
there's a
maybe
chance.
we'll get a couple thousand, a few thousand.
Well, I'll make the motion up to $20,000 for the bucket truck.
I'll second.
We want to keep everybody safe out there.
Absolutely, yeah. Any questions on that? Say, I thought I saw your mind, your mind going there, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right.
Not to beat a dead horse, but the car show was pretty good. We had roughly 185 cars. They were still coming in as the dedication was starting, so that was 2 o'clock. So cars were still coming in at 2 o'clock. All the community groups that were involved made money, and they all expressed interest in coming back next year.
Bless you.
For the Friends of Brandywine, we collected $1,420 in donations that we gave to them. For 2027, there's still some small tweaks. And I thank all those that help direct traffic, park cars, and take photos.
Yeah.
I'll be calling you in 2027. And thanks to the residents for putting on Callowhill Street that put up with it. And Barry, thanks for taking care
The
of
answer is that's you. Okay.
And one other thing, I'd like to thank the fire company for inviting us to their
Absolutely.
recognition picnic. It was,
And the Hermit were very receptive to this.
Yeah.
They really appreciate it.
Very nice.
but, picnic brought back some memories because they done that.
Oh, nice.
It was a pretty good picnic, thank you.
Yeah. That's good. I think, I think we're doing a lot of good things and going in the right direction. You know, it's what keeps our small town a small town. It's why we all stay here. You know? Yeah. Good deal. Good deal, yeah. Anything else about that?
That's it.
All right, thank you. Utilities and Events Committee, Mrs. Busher.
I'm not gonna much for that.
But,
Everybody knows the ones went out, and they look different.
yes.
It's a work in progress, we'll get there.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for that one. We haven't met as the 150th since June. And it's a month, kind of just relax. But I will start getting people together again. As far as the history book, there's been a few, bids come in. Nothing has been decided on yet. There's a meeting, I think, is it next week? The 20th, so maybe by then, and I think there's still some out there waiting for it, right?
I was gonna get one more, so
I honestly didn't think, and some of this is there was gonna be
$4,300, $4,400 range,
and,
Wow.
I mean, I know we came back from the ordinance being sold, some of the profits coming for that to help cover some of that, so. I plan on starting to come to the history club meetings, just to kind of, so I can update people better here.
Sure.
So as far as the resolution or anything like that, somebody table it for now, until next week, or next month.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Hey, Toby, I do have one.
Yes.
There is a vehicle parked on East Broadway Street. It's been there forever. Inspection is 24. It hasn't moved. Can we have that? I'm asking Chris, can we have that vehicle towed?
Let me look into it. I want to say yes. Let me look at it.
Thank you.
And that's not driven at all.
Does it have,
No placards or any notifications
That was
in
my next-
placards
yeah.
to their vehicle.
there's nothing done, no
Yeah.
notification, nothing.
Yeah.
We probably need to start there before it's hauled away.
I checked the inspection today, it's 824. It has a license plate, but it hasn't moved.
All right.
The rain washed my chalk mark off, but I know it hasn't.
Yeah. All right, very good. Engineers report.
Thank you. The Washington Street Pump Station update. DEP actually reached out to us last week. They requested some additional copies of some information, which we provided. So that is moving along, but they're still not showing on their EFACs as far as when they will take any action. Wednesday, we're hoping to have a meeting with the seeker representative to work out final quantities for the current chlorine tanks. They have been non-responsive. I have sent them 2 emails tomorrow. I'm going to call them to confirm the appointment. He's usually pretty good. It's been very responsive in the past, so it's something bad like that, but hopefully not. So, now we'll move on to item number 3, the water supply well. Does the borough require any assistance to move along the building and the business of Borough Exit Associates? We're kind of waiting until you have control of the property through easements or other action, so we can proceed with the building plan.
So what next steps need to be taken are to meet with Topton Fire Company and Long Swamp Township. Long Swamp Township representatives have voiced their opinion on what type of meeting that would look like, and they would like a full public meeting in a larger setting. So those are our next steps.
Okay. We've talked about the pool, so I won't go into that. The fiber optic extension, I think we're on our third project manager now with that company, and it's, they don't do a good job of handing off the baton on that project, so our young engineer who's reviewing that basically have to educate the current project manager about where they are with the permit and what they need to do. So I talked to UGI. They're still working on closing out that project. There's been no response from M&T Bank as well.
M&T Bank, I was just down there today walking, and they have that piece screwed down.
Mm-hmm.
Those screws are popping up. They need to repair it, they need to get that piece off of there. Is there anything that can be done? Can the borough find them? Because this has been going on almost a year
We'll
now.
have to look under their sidewalk ordinance, what enforcement actions can be taken.
It's almost a year. They put that plate in prior to October of last year.
Yeah, I remember it was there for the Halloween parade.
Right.
That I remember. So I think the borough's been pretty good about,
With the screws popping up, I will,
yeah,
we will contact and say, hey, listen, your temporary repair needs to be
it needs to
maintained.
be repaired.
Can you please move along with permanent repair? We have heard nothing from you. It's been almost a year.
Yeah.
So I will endeavor to contact them and report back to you next month.
Yeah, I would appreciate, thank you.
And then just our stuff about the grants and DEP for which Stacy already covered. So as requested, I prepared a site construction cost opinion for work on North Main Street. It should be handed out with your packets. I went over this with Stacy. This is a budgetary estimate. It's not a cost opinion that we would issue prior to going to construction. So we're conservative with this. Just so you know, for budgetary purposes, I wouldn't want to give you a number that would be close, because then if we go a little bit over, you don't have the money. So this is a budgetary estimate for you to consider, for us to talk about. Under streets, you will see what we're proposing as far as the paving there with putting in 5 inches of base course, and then doing an 1.5 inch overlay of the whole road. We're assuming, because we haven't done measuring, that roughly 20% of the road will have to have base repair. That might go up or down once we get some measurements, but that seems like to be a good rule of thumb to start with. We're assuming that we'll be doing the full length. Is Hemlock Alley, all the way to the Borough line. That involved the replacement of 22 ADA ramps. So that's another significant item. If we reduce the project scope, if we go with the surface treatment, we wouldn't necessarily have to touch those. And we have the storm sewer crossing. That's kind of self-explanatory. There's only one of them. Items C and D are items that I strongly consider you to implement. One is to have the sanitary sewer lines just on that street televised, with the laterals. CoStarz gives a price of $7 a linear foot for that. I'm pretty sure we could do better getting telephone quotes to do that as a professional service than that. So, but that's the price that's on CoStarz. water line, doing an acoustic survey of your water line, listening to all hydrants, valves, and all about the curb stops that we can find. Listen to see if we've had any leaks in the system. Got a price there from the vendor of $3,500. So those are two items I would strongly recommend we consider doing. The traffic count may allow us to reduce the paved cross section because we'll know what the truck volume is. So, I recommend doing that in lieu of talking to Becca. It'll give us precise numbers. It's a small item, but I assume that you might want to update all your stop signs since we're doing the whole street when I get new signs. But, that's small potatoes compared to the cost of paving, so I threw that in. Everything else is just normal stuff. Because we don't have a defined scope on what exactly we're doing, I bumped up engineering just to 12%, and we have 15% contingency. Usually that would be around 10. Like I said, this is for budgetary discussions. My opinion, if you would like to proceed with doing Main Street, we at least start, if you have the funds, start with the utility, checking the utilities and contacting, I don't know, usually I ask anything on the road, contacting them, letting them know we're planning on doing this project, fix anything, and we schedule to get the sensors lines checked, and also send out, get quotes from vendors to do some acoustic surveys of the water system. So if there's no leaks, I think we will have that. We can proceed then with the other parts of the phase. If we have some leaks or some other dig ups that we don't need to do, then we'll have to reconsider what we're doing the project.
So the first step is getting quotes for the utilities, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, and who is that? Do you do that?
I may do that if you so desire.
I think if that's the first step, that's what we should get some quotes on that first before we make any decisions on anything else. That's my thought. Okay.
And those would come out of your respective, like the water fund, the acoustic survey coming out of the water fund. The televising and Santos will come out of your sewer fund. So I can work with Stacy and we're getting some quotes in.
Yeah, because we can get quotes from firms that we've already used over the last few years.
Sure.
And then add a few more.
Okay. All right, then we'll start with that.
Thanks, Brad.
Very good, thank you. All right. Old business. How much on here is, do we want to talk about that?
We do not,
No.
unless people know of anyone else who can submit applications.
That's ongoing thing. Topton Community Ambulance Board.
We did have another municipal meeting, where we need to be actually prior to summer, which is good, because sometimes it's hard to get everybody.
Sure, yeah.
Starting next, or this month, actually, we should be on board for more regular meetings, and I don't know.
Okay.
And really always do a meeting with what we call volume. We gave that our fundraiser, first annual meeting, gut race, and even though it was really better, it actually went very well.
Good.
So hopefully next year, it'll be better,
Perfect. That's all that matters, right? There you go.
Figure for how well we did, but we
Sure.
did
Good. Good, all right, thank you. Preservation Board.
We're going back to this insurance issue. Stacy checked. In order for us to, we're not covered on the borough insurance, then we gotta become a 501c3 in order to purchase insurance. Stacy checked for us, and the lady told Stacy she believes we're covered. But we haven't heard nothing.
It's confirmed because there is no 501c3 It's kind of like a committee.
So
The preservation board is a committee.
everything up there, I mean, liability wise,
Liability wise, not the
not the content.
antiques or contents.
So we're covered liability wise, and are the people on the preservation board protected? That they couldn't, if somebody got injured, they couldn't come back and sue us.
Correct. That's correct.
That's the liability.
And that's
Yes.
all taken care of.
Yes, if there's a trip and fall, yes. Anything like that,
So we
yes.
don't have to worry
It
about
falls
it.
under the borough until those who want to change it to a 501c3.
We prefer not to, because of the cost, you know. So I can let them know. Okay, thank you.
If you want that email, I can get it to you.
Yes. Yes. That would be good.
The Scott list.
That's all I have to.
Okay, perfect, thank you. All right, Brandywine Community Library, what do we got?
Thank you for the trucks for the summer program. It was hugely successful, the whole program. One story time alone had 36 kids at it.
Oh, that's great.
Miss Amber, imagine that. The overall minutes tally for the 8 weeks right now is at 434,000 minutes. 300 readers signed up, 136 reached their goals for the 8 weeks. So that was pretty good. Last year, the minutes were 346,000, so big.
Yeah.
So that was good. Your turn.
Okay, thank you so much for cleaning the creek. It looked great. Next year, we need to work on the water.
Time for hands.
We ended up having the big plastic container and all the turtles in the water and just picked out 3.
Yeah.
It worked. We sold 391 tortoises. So, that was good. We raised about just under $2,500. We thank the sponsors and all the organizations that provided the kids with activities. We had, I counted 291 family members that came, and those numbers did not include anyone from the library or any of the vendors and the Girl Scouts, so those were actually family members that came. And Sheldon's Art raised about $61.
Yep, I have it there.
Nice.
So Sheldon the Tortoise made 12 paintings, and they were auctioned off. And he does that every year. He's quite the artist. And we won 2 of them.
Oh, nice.
That's great. Of course you did. Maybe we should find one in the Borough.
There we go. Good.
So thank you. It was a great day.
If you need to end up, maybe talk to the outreach group, because they have the stuff to them for the fishing contest.
We didn't know if TCOC had the damming equipment or who had it.
So there you go for next year.
Next year, if they're in a drought again.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have to be down at that end, because everything's made to fit down there.
Down by.
Home Avenue?
But
And
it's still
actually,
back
that's actually the best place to put it. There's only one spot that was all poison ivy. So in the middle, it was like,
I don't want to go in that, yeah.
but, no, that's a really good place to put it because it's nice and flat to keep it down.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Before we get to hearing of visitors, maybe we already discussed this. The next meeting falls on Labor Day. Are we doing that?
No, we've already advertised it.
As the next one? Okay, then maybe I wasn't paying attention. Also, I just want to let council know that so I think we all know that one of our employees' fathers passed away over the weekend. And I gave Stacy the okay to close the office so her and Trinda can be in attendance at the funeral, and all the guys can go and do whatever they need to do there as well that day, so I think that's the right thing to do.
Yes, it is.
So, okay, hearing of visitors, anyone? Yes,
Hi, Joe Roof, live over on Keller and Home Avenue.
yes.
I drove truck for DECA. And when you come in, you're talking about redoing Main Street.
Yes.
When you come out of DECA there with the trucks at the car wash, okay, if you're planning on putting macadam down there again, right now, it's really pushed, the macadam is pushed around. If you put macadam down there again, same thing's gonna happen, especially when you get these warm temperatures and it softens up. So whoever the engineering people are that you're gonna talk to and get estimates from, they need to be aware of the heavy traffic that's coming in and out of there. And so we don't have the same situation that we got now. I mean, there's piles, it's all pushed out there. And when I go out that way, I drive around it. Yeah, because it takes its toll on your vehicle.
Yes, it does.
So you might want to consider whoever you're talking to get estimates, let them know what's going on there, because it's important that we have something that's gonna hold up and not go the first year they have it done.
We'll probably have to look at using a pavement with a higher ESAL, which is, sorry, us engineers love our acronyms. An ESL, there's like 4 or 5 grades by PennDOT, and the higher the ESL, the better the pavement is for handling traffic.
I see that stuff, I drove truck for that, and I see that stuff out on the highways, and they put this new, like right on 78, and they got this great new macadam and they're driving across their house. Really nice, but now it's really not. Guess what's gonna happen in a couple of years? You're gonna have these.
Same thing, yeah.
Same thing happening with these heavy trucks. I mean, you're talking 80,000 pounds going across there. Cement is the only thing that holds up.
Right.
You can talk mechanic all day long, I mean, it's not gonna hold up.
Yeah.
You know, the place where the cement's at, that holds up. So if you can duplicate that macadam with what you're talking about, then that would be good. And if not, we're gonna have a problem.
I think you discussed that last time, that you couldn't get through the concrete underneath the macadam. So that obviously is holding up. You know?
That's all in concrete.
Yeah,
That's what he's talking about.
Right.
That's all concrete.
Yeah, down the whole middle there, I think is what Kat said, so, yeah. Okay, very good, thank you for the information, thank you. Anyone else? I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Thank you.